So hi Aries, welcome to your April 2017 love reading. This is particularly for Aries who are not involved in a relationship. I pulled you 5 cards, although I pulled you an extra one to get clarity around who this Knight of Swords was. And you got the Magician, so quite a powerful individual potentially entering into Aries' life, because the tarot it's basically about potential, guys. It's about what can happen if certain steps and advice are taken, and it's only a general reading, okay? And thanks again still, Aries, for telling me about my impersonator. So I'll put that up here and I'm doing you first. So you're entering April. Regarding your emotional life and regarding your attitude towards love in such an incredible place, because you've got the Ace of Cups. Okay, now it's almost in April you can't help but feel this sort of sense of unconditional and very universal love, Aries. I know Venus is in Aries, isn't it, and it's retrograde and it's staying there for a very long time. And it almost seems that that's what's going on for you. There's a transformation of your emotional centre, a moving out to a much more love of humanity, love of people, but basically you're ready for love with this card. So emotionally there's a new beginning, okay? There's a feeling of ready for this new beginning. And the Ace of Cups always stands for a real higher love, okay? You can see it really clearly. It's the eye of the divine. The planets are in alignment, which is basically about serendipity, coincidence. You know, these people that are meant to meet in our lives that change our destiny. And isn't that interesting? Because you've got the Magician at the end. Okay. So the reason that you're in this place at the moment, particularly the place of the Ace of Swords, is the Queen of Swords. So, okay, so the Queen of Swords is quite often not emotionally involved with anyone, okay? She can be that queen who's a divorcee, she's been separate, but she tends to be not emotionally engaged. So I think for some Aries, there's been a detachment from your emotional nature for quite a long time, potentially with this Queen. Because, as you say, it's not a page, it's a mature aspect. So you've been here for quite a long time. And what's so beautiful is she's very detached emotionally, but this is your awakening. Okay, so it's almost saying some Aries haven't been meeting someone because they've been so emotionally cut off. But the Ace of Cups is speaking of an emotional renewal, Aries, okay? Use that energy of the Ace of Cups. It's one of the most beautiful cards. And it's this warm, it gives out because it knows as it gives out, it will receive in return. Some of you could have been using that Queen of Swords to cut through past baggage. That Queen of Swords uses that beautiful sword, and so she cuts old ties, she cuts old cords, energetic cords between you and other people. So if any of you have been carrying a lot of past imprints, maybe that Queen has served to cut some old ties, because that theme does repeat itself with this Eight of Cups. This is your advice card, basically. And again, like that Queen, this is about cutting ties from stuff that no longer serve you. This Eight of Cups is very different in this deck from how I generally read the Eight of Cups, okay? But I'm sticking with this deck because that's the one I was told to use for you guys, okay? All the cups, apart from 1 or 2, 3 here, have spilt over. And what that is saying is you've got situations in your life that are no longer bringing you emotional satisfaction. And I'd like you to use that Queen to cut the cords, whatever emotional entanglement that you're still potentially holding on to, because that Ace is about a new beginning, and that's what wants to happen. Okay, but there seems to be some Aries are going to have to leave some situations behind. You got it with the Two of Discs, which a lot of you know, because a lot of the viewers understand the tarot. That's what I'm saying. The Two of Discs can be about juggling life circumstances, juggling finances, yeah, a sort of sense of having a lot to keep up in the air. And my feeling is what this deck is saying is some of these life circumstances are not bringing you that deeper contentment, and you're entering April in search of that deeper contentment, okay? And you have been cut off emotionally with that Queen of Swords, okay? There's been separation for some Aries, and what I'd like you to do is use that Queen to cut through whatever old emotional bonds that are still keeping you in a state of sort of unhappiness, which might make you feel that you're having to keep too many balls up in the air, you've got too much pressure, too much to handle. It's almost wants to be a cutting Aries, and Venus is in retrograde in your sign. It's a time of energetic endings, and if it's not of people in the present, it's people that are you're still attached to from the past. Okay? I think it's taking a lot of your energy with that Two of Discs. And maybe what you need to do is let go of some of the responsibility. Outcome, you pulled two cards. First of all, you've got this Knight of Swords. So traditionally an air sign, as most of you know, male, female, so it's not gender specific, but he comes riding forward into your life. What's interesting, this guy's an air sign, but I always get him as an Aries, and I'm not sure why. And the reason why is because he's quite fast acting. So he'll come forward, making a proposal into your life, okay? So he's not shy. He's quite a powerful individual, quite a strong will, okay? But could be an air sign, man, female. Now your additional guidance card is this Magician, which again is a real powerful card. And I'm back to that Ace of Cups and that feeling of divine timing you've got going on here with that Ace of Cups, okay? And I would say the Magician was the same, that there's bigger patterns operating in the world, okay? And it's almost, so this could be a meeting, an accidental meeting with someone. It could be coincidence, it could be fate, it could be a very destined meeting, okay? Whoever it is, the Magician tends to represent quite a powerful individual. And when it comes up in a love reading, it generally means the two people, in a love reading, it stands for alchemy, which means the two people together are going to create something bigger than you could have done on your own. So it's a very destined, very fated meeting for the Aries who are lucky enough to meet this night. I'm sorry, this was quite a big reading. I really think it's because there's so many planets in Aries, almost every one, apart from two. And because Venus is going retrograde, there's an awful lot of reflection and cutting through, okay? And because this is a reading for single Aries, that Eight of Cups is saying there's things that need to be let go of, but it could be, it's whatever's draining your energy, which is no longer healthy attachments. They could be from the past, because you're standing here ready for this Ace of Cups, this emotional new beginning, and there's a feeling of destiny, and you end with a feeling of destiny. You end in that sort of state of destiny's completed itself, and you've met your magician, whatever terminology you want to say. Okay? I want you to connect with your feelings, and you are connecting with your feelings, because the Queen of Swords can be very cut off. I love her, but her shadow side, if she's cut off, maybe quite a lot of pain from the past, as we all do. Aries, don't judge yourself here. And I want you to turn her around and use her to cut through any attachments that are still taking your energy and providing you with nothing, Aries. Incredible. I love your reading, guys. And look at the Magician as well. He's got the Ace of Cups in his hands. Okay. Beautiful reading, Aries. A lot of potential and a lot of work to be done on an inner level for some Aries this month. And use Venus retrograde. When Venus was retrograde for me the last time, 10 years ago, I met my soulmate, basically, when it was retrograde in my sun sign. It's a very, very profound time, and it doesn't happen that often. Okay, Aries, I hope this helped, and love you to bits, and I wish you all the best. Bye.